conscience, and they all politics.
Money in politics. Money in politics.
Find them.
To bring it, and you did not hear the news on television this morning. They have just discontinued driver education at North Carolina State. The mule died last night. And there's some talk about doing away with the North Carolina Zoo because of our economy. They said it would be better just to put a fence around Chapel Hill. I would like, if you would, to stand up and introduce yourself and tell what office you are seeking so that the people around you will get to know you. Literature on the table to your left as you leave the exit door. Feel free to pick up any of the campaign material. While you're there, there will be some work to have these Republicans elected to our public office. I will make this statement to you at this time. But as a man who has been involved in politics for many years, and I stand before you today as a person that is registered, and I emphasize that I'm only registered as a Democrat.
It's my privilege this morning, and I want you folks to know that I did not intrude on Mary on behalf of our community. We're working together very hard on the water situation, and I've had the privilege of introducing on several occasions someone who makes tough decisions in tough times, and it's not always his time. I'd like to introduce the Honorable James Martin, Governor of the state of North Carolina.
Well, thank you all so very much, Mayor Booth, Skip Stam, and all the Stam family, and all the here to support his candidacy. I want to thank you for that warm welcome, both inside and outside. I received many visitations from good citizens over this state, standing for their beliefs. And just as we did this morning, and we have some here, and we're glad to welcome you also, because North Carolina is a part of these United States. And in America, you get to stand up for what you believe. You get to make your case, you get to make your arguments, you get to advance what you believe. Certainly no one would object to the right of citizens of any community to be able to make their strongest argument that they can make against any kind of facility that they don't want to be near them. That's understandable. In fact, under the state law that was passed with regard to finding a site for the hazardous waste incinerator, we even pay $50,000 to any community that gets elevated to the suitable category, that classification, so that they can use that to get consultants and to do their own testing and to marshal the most effective arguments that they can on behalf of their community. And so I have decided long ago that I must, as governor, must welcome that and must respect the right of people from any community to be concerned and to express that concern and to express whatever reasons they can. In North Carolina, we have a responsibility to properly treat and dispose of wastes that are called hazardous waste. They're called hazardous waste because of what we used to do with them. We used to dump it on the ground. We used to pour it in the sink. That's the way we used to do it. We used to throw it in the gully somewhere in hopes that nobody would ever find it. We have never established facilities to properly treat it. And that's why today we have 870 dump sites around North Carolina. that have these hazardous wastes. Wastes that are the unavoidable byproducts of an industrial age, whether it's from paint manufacturing or pharmaceuticals or textiles or furniture or transportation, automotive, lubricants and so forth, whatever. Someday, North Carolina will find its courage to properly treat and dispose of these wastes so that we don't continue to have people dumping it on the ground, creating the kind of real hazard that we have. I know that people are concerned about the Caldwell Systems incinerator that operated for many years. It was established before there were any rules to keep it from burning waste. It was never designed to burn hazardous waste. It didn't operate at a high enough temperature. It didn't have a secondary combustion chamber as the new one will have. It couldn't destroy all of the material you have to have. It had no inspectors who were available. Even a new one will have to have inspectors on duty 100% of the time. I don't say that to indicate to you that people who live in a community that's being considered should welcome it. I saw what happened when Edgecombe County, Tyrrell County, several counties, a number of counties, other counties considered inviting such a facility, and yet immediately they were besieged by people who tried to intimidate them and tell them the worst possible stories about it, and the result is that we still have to keep looking, and therefore we have to do that. Skip, I know that's not the theme that you wanted me to come and talk about this morning, but it's something that's on everybody's mind, and they know that there's a lot of attention to it, and I think we ought to address it. It's not something we can walk away from and abandon, because to do that will mean that the people will be exposed, continue to be exposed to dangers that can't be controlled unless we have proper facilities. So I wanted to share that with you so that you know where I stand. Yes, I know it's not popular. There's not much cheering going on out there. They've accused me of things. They don't even know what my position is. They won't listen. They rather shout slogans, but at least you're listening, and I appreciate it. And those of you who evidently are here to speak your view, to make a statement on behalf of your view, at least you're listening, and I appreciate that very much.